It's the Wait a Minute show.
Bruh. Ain't that right, Lil Pan? Wait a minute. Book it. Really? Really?
The Wait a Minute Show with your host, Jolani J.B. Bodie.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your man, Jolani J.B. Bodie, once again here for the Wait a Minute Show. I don't even know if we could call it a sports fix. It's more of a basketball fix for this episode because we are talking a lot of NBA free agent frenzy. Free agent frenzy is going crazy the past 2 days. That is right, and Indeed as well. And speaking of Indeed, I got my co-host here, Lil Pan, is going to back me up to talk about all. Welcome him to the show as well, but welcome to you too to the show. So before we get started, just go ahead, make sure, I'm going to get it out the way. If you have not already, turn on those hit the like button. Turn on those subscriptions, subscribe, and then turn on the notifications. So let me try that again. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you get notified every time that we post a show. So, did I get that right this time, Lopan?
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I'm working on it. I'm getting better. But yeah, a lot of NBA talk. We'll talk about the Lakers, like the new look Lakers, the new old look Lakers, if you will, and Tennessee State is making some news in the HBCU community, so we'll be talking about that as well. But before we get to all of that, let's get into why we are here, and that is NBA free agent frenzy, right? It's been crazy, and it's always crazy this year, so we always keep our eyes glued to, our phones, the TV, internet, radio, whatever it is that we can get a hold of. And this thing kicked off with Draymond Green, which did what I thought, Draymond was going to do. The only possibility that I really thought that Draymond was going to go somewhere, I thought it was going to be Sacramento. Right? Sacramento. I don't think any other team. They had threw my Pistons out there, but I was like, no. Draymond trying to win another ring, right? My Pistons ain't there yet, right? They're not. I'm a diehard Piston fan, but I'm a realistic, fan as well. So it was just it remained to be, Sacramento and Golden State, and the fact that they moved Jordan Poole just made me feel even more that Draymond wasn't going anywhere. So he got his deal. This is going to keep that nucleus together. They're always adding pieces, but, the nucleus stays the same, where it used to be Splash Brothers in a pool, but that is no longer. But they kept the nucleus with Clay, with Steph, and, of course, Draymond. Andre Iguodala will probably be on this team, as well, along with, a couple others, Andrew Wiggins and everything. But the main nucleus they kept together to make their last run for that window, that's closing, because they're not going to be around. They'll be out of the league sooner than later, and it's just they're getting up there in age, so it is what it is. So no surprise that Draymond, stayed, with Golden State, and Golden State wanted Draymond there so they could go ahead and try to maximize as much as they could. Draymond is, to me also, Draymond offered the best, I guess, the best money, the best production for your money, if you will, there, right? I firmly believe that wherever Draymond was going to go, he wasn't going to be able to maximize what he does to his full potential like he does in Golden State. And having Steph and Clay and, others allow him to do that. So that's another reason why I think, that happened. So not surprised that Draymond, stayed. Now, I am a little surprised with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving re-signed with the Mavs. Now, I'm not surprised that he re-signed with the Mavs. I was kind of surprised that Kyrie didn't actually kind of make his tour, if you will, or a couple teams, because Phoenix was rumored to have possibly gotten a interview with Kyrie. Now that might have still could have happened. It could have been a Zoom call or some FaceTime. I don't know. But for it to happen so quickly, I was a tad bit surprised there. But I know, Kyrie is probably thinking, hey, I came in this situation with Luka mid-part. We, a lot of stuff was going on. We're going to be able to figure this thing out, going forward and get some, other pieces there. And then I think some of it is also that other teams probably couldn't make it make sense, dollars and cents, if you will, for him to be on that team. So I do think he had some interest in some other teams, but looking at it and overall what was going to be the best fit or overall the best fit for him, it was staying in Dallas and staying with Luka. So now it's up to the Mavs and them to get some additional support around him and Luka and figure this thing out and see if that they can make some noise, because a lot of teams made moves. We know, what Phoenix did. We're going to get into the Lakers as well. You still got Denver out there, which we'll, talk about a Denver piece here in just a moment. It's a lot going on in the Western Conference. So the main thing was get Kyrie back, which they did, and then go from there. So Kyrie Irving to back to Dallas, we should say. Open, what else we got here? Oh, man, you know what? This one I'm very, very happy, to talk about, because, people who bet on themselves, and that all pun intended. Well, not literally, but people who bet on themselves and they're able to cash in is always a good story. And Fred VanVleet, man, cashing in, and he got paid. Indeed. Yes, indeed, Lopan. He got paid. And this is, he had I guess a tweet or some type of message he had put back out in 2016 as far as like betting on himself. And I remember that whole contract situation. Going into it, Fred was look, I can be one of these guys. I was an all-star participant and everything. And, other people had stuff to say. They may not necessarily agreed with it. But Fred went ahead and played his game. He did what he had to do. And then he got signed by the Houston Rockets for the money. Yes, he did. So that is kudos to him. Applause to him, for securing the bag, as the kids say. And just believing in himself. He went in there, did what he needed to do. So this is, a great opportunity for him. He's going to be down in Houston with Ime Udoka and some young talent around there. They just before we came on, they were it was announced that they got Dylan Brooks as well, and they got some other pieces that's coming to Houston. So they're going to have a defensive guy in Dylan Brooks, and you're going to have this young talent. You're going to have one of the Thomas twins, and you still got Jalen Green and others on this team. So they're going to be a young team. Fred is going to come in there, be that veteran presence and be that veteran that is present and have his presence, notice, but, and he's a champion. So I like that move, as well. Two guys that got the bag. Speaking of bags as well, they stayed in with their team. Tyrese Halliburton for the Indiana Pacers. He got paid. He over there posting the $1 Million Man, clips. Everybody's got a price, and when you get paid $200+ million, yeah, you gotta play the $1 Million Man. You got to. Indeed. Right, Lopan. You got to play the $1 Million Man. So, and Desmond Bain, yeah, he followed it up too and said, I'm going to get money as well. Give me over $200 million and I'll show you the darkness. Yes. So, and the Grizzlies showed him the money. This guy, he has improved from 2021 to this past season, 2022, and going into the 2023 season. There's going to be, obviously, even more expectations for him to hold it down while John Morant is out for his 25 games. But he's come out and been the shooter that he was in 2021 and improved, upon that. and he got the money too. So now Memphis is secured with their top three, right? Their big three is going to be Desmond, Triple J, and Josh. So it's up to them as far as like how far that they can take this and move beyond, obvious stuff that's been going on with that team. And I'm talking about the team, not just, one individual. But Desmond Bain, him signing that deal is definitely a move in the right direction. So another move, another hotness where somebody's getting paid, right? Somebody getting paid other than us, Lopan.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, one day, we believe we're going to secure that bag as well. We're on our way. I'm going to secure that bag because Lopan don't do anything. So I'll give Lopan a little bit of the bag because he's irresponsible when it comes to money. But we got LaMelo Ball. I know some people might, question this or be a little bit weary because of, some of the injuries that LaMelo has had. And this is the great part about it. The bad part, yes, you worry about the injuries, but you can't worry about the injuries because you can't predict injuries, right? Steph had his injuries and he still continues to have them from time to time, but he was able to overcome, those injuries. So you can't go off that and be scared and not be able to, get a deal done. That's the only thing with LaMelo. It's just, sometimes his foot or something else, that might be going on. But as far as like the talent level, that is undeniable. That is unquestioned as far as like LaMelo Ball. And keeping him at that point guard position, he's a scorer, he's a passer, he's fearless, he doesn't care. And they just drafted Brandon Miller. Now, this is new ownership coming up. Get him some help around him. Let him be that I think it was $260 million or $250 million, something like that, something crazy, 200 plus. Let him be that guy because he's earned it. He showed it. I mean, he's spoke it since he's been in high school, and you should have seen how he's developed. So And what do you got to lose if you Charlotte at this point? It's not like, and I'm not trying to be funny to Hornets fans. I'm not trying to be funny at all. You have nothing to lose. This is what I was saying when the Pistons acquired Blake Griffin, right? We come from a championship background, but we hadn't won one since 2004. So it wasn't like we was on the cusp and then we got Blake Griffin and we was just like, oh man, he may have us tied up where we can't make any more moves. So that's what I'm saying. Charlotte's in the same situation. They sniffed the playoffs, I think, two out of the 13 years when Michael Jordan, was the owner. Then, you get these draft picks. Some of them, haven't worked out. You get free agents. Some of them haven't worked out. Like I said, you haven't been in the playoffs. Look, this is an opportunity to change all of that. Roll the dice and see what happens and see what LaMelo brings you. Because what's the worst that can happen? You don't go to the playoffs again?
Indeed.
Right, Lopan. So, yes, make the deal. They made the deal. LaMelo will be balling. And it's just like maybe they can turn this thing around a little bit later. What else? Oh, so this was also a topic for discussion. Where would Bruce Brown end up? And I myself said, you know what, he's gonna go back to Denver. Mike Malone felt that too, because he was at the parade saying, Double B-Dub is gonna be, coming right back to the Mile High City and everything. Wrong, as my cousin would say, wrong. That did not happen, right? So also, Bruce Brown said, I see some money. I got an opportunity. So he signed with the Indiana Pacers on a 2-year deal where the team has a team option on the second year. So I kind of look at it like, it's a 1-year prove it deal. And again, this is an opportunity. One, Bruce getting, what is he getting? I think it was, he's getting like 20 or 30. I'll have to go look it up, but he's getting like 22. I think he's getting like 22 million. That's a hefty and substantial upgrade from what he was making, previously when he came into the league and when he was with Denver. So there's an upgrade there. But I think here's the thing. I think Bruce Brown is betting on himself as well. Well, I just talked about Fred VanVleet betting on himself. So he balled out. He goes to Indiana. He does it again. They're going to probably do pick up that second year option. I don't know why I keep saying second team. They're going to pick up that second year team option on him. But you best believe he's going to be trying to follow that up with an extension as well for even more money. So Bruce Brown, I hope he balls out in Indiana. I hope he and look, he's in a situation too. He's going to a team that they got Tyrese. We just talked about Tyrese, $1 Million Man, tweet or whatever, social media post that he put out there. And now you got a guy in Bruce Brown where there's going to be opportunities. See, there's going to be opportunities. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for him to maximize and take advantage of this deal that he just did. He got a championship ring already, right? I know he wants two, but this is a little bit more about, playing chess than checkers, right? Trying to make some moves. Bruce Brown is a young kid or whatever, and still got time, to go after another ring. So what's 1 year? You go to Indiana, you ball out. Maybe they got something going on there. Your role increase, and then you never know. What could happen there. But I'm just saying, bet on yourself, man. Do what you've been doing, and I think we'll be talking about this next year or in 2 years. We'll be talking about Bruce Brown, getting a bag, even bigger than what he got. So. It hurts, it hurts Denver. It helps the Western Conference, though. That's I think that's the biggest thing of Bruce Brown going to Indiana. It helps the Western Conference, right? So nobody got him, which I thought, if there was a team, I thought maybe Phoenix could do something. Maybe the Lakers could do something. Few other teams, maybe Portland or something to that effect. But him being out of the Western Conference, that helps every team and hurts Denver a little bit, right? So those are just a few folks that's out there. I mean, it's plenty of other free agents deals. It's so many we can't talk about them all here, but they all we're going to be, discussing them a year, 2 years from now. If someone, it didn't pan out, or did someone just get away, with a steal and find themselves a Bruce Brown. Max Strus, he went to Cleveland in a trade. So Miami, lost a few people as well. And might be for a reason, which goes into our next topic that we're talking about is Dame Dolla, also known as Damian Lillard. He's officially requested a trade.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed, Lopan. He has officially requested a trade from the Portland Trail Blazers. So Dame had been quiet. We had heard the Blazers on this past Monday had sat down with him and talked with him. I think Adrian Wojnarowski was talking about Woj, let me just say that. I think he was talking about how, they were like, hey, if we're going to get some pieces, here, we don't need, you rocking the boat or anything like that, jetting, because we can't get any pieces here if you're making it known that you want to get out of here. So Dame kept quiet, free agency hit. Then he's like, Dame time. Yeah. Get me out of here. And he made a request. And I don't have a problem with Dame. And some people are going to criticize him because they're going to say, oh, Dame was, saying he ain't ring chasing. He ain't doing nothing. Look, there's also a time and place where it's just like, I've done what I could do here. And there's other opportunities out there. And I think this is more than anything. Dame is still not, he didn't go and now the talk is that Dame requested to go to Miami. All right. So Miami didn't win a championship. Miami, yes, has had some success, and it kind of makes sense why, guys like Strus and others have moved to other teams, because they traded Victor Oladipo and everything after he picked up his option. So you got people that was moving out. So this makes sense why, Miami wasn't doing anything, and then Dame come in there, he filling that spot. You put him with Jimmy Butler and Adebayo. Now they're talking about too that there's looking it's going to be a 3-team trade, that they're going to need a third team. Tyler Hero might be in this mix to move him out, which obviously you wouldn't want to lose a talent like Tyler Hero, but you get it, because at this point, it's going to be Jimmy, Dame, Bam, whatever order you want to put it. I don't even care. They're not going to care, about the order or anything like that. But it just, Tyler probably won't be in that mixture. And they're going to put, the other guys around him that's already there, like Duncan Robinson and more. They re-signed Kevin Love. You got to expect Kyle Lowry is going to be back. So for Dame, yes, I can see, why he wants to move, why he wants to be traded. He was talking about, now they did re-sign Jeremy Grant. But I think Dame probably looking at, look, we need even more veteran squad, for me to stay here. I did what I could do. Look, at least Dame didn't just dip and leave them with nothing, right? Scoop is coming. Scoop is going to be, the guy now. He's going to be the face of the franchise. I love that Scoop, talked about he would, he would love to play with Dame. But hey, if he leaves, then, he's ready to be the face of the franchise. So Portland has something there to build off of. Yes, they're going to be a young team. And then Dame moves on and he tries to, complete what he's been trying to complete while he's been in the league. And I don't think Portland could, if I'm Dame, I'm like, okay, these moves, tell me the moves that you're trying to make. Who you trying to get, right? Okay, you get these people. Then what's the time frame? What's your expectations of a championship, right? And maybe that number wasn't right, or, the guys that they were trying to get, it didn't, pan out. Because we'll find out 10, 12 years down the road that, they were supposed to get LeBron and, and I'm just, I'm being crazy, saying that. But, it'll be just stories like that. They were supposed to get, all these people, like we heard about Tim Duncan, was supposed to go to the Orlando Magic, right? So, and if you don't know about that, look it up. So, yeah, it was time. It was time for, Dame to move on. He did what he could. He's going to go, if he ends up in Miami. Now, Brooklyn, the Nets have also been mentioned. That's a nice, landing spot with guys that they got there. Cam Johnson that was another free agent. Cam Johnson just got paid. Mikal Bridges, is there. So, it's some nice pieces in Brooklyn. But I really do think he wants to be in Miami. I think he wants to be that culture, not the city. Dame ain't worried, about the city. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Don't get me wrong. But that culture there, he saw it. Yeah, I'm sure he was watching the finals and he was like, you know what? I can help this team out. I can get them over the hump. I can prevent Jimmy from looking like he just did the insanity workout with Sean T.
Indeed.
Yes, because Jimmy was out there trained, giving it his all. He was giving everything. So, if he ends up in Miami, I'm not going to be surprised. It'd probably be the worst kept secret, as you've heard me say, before. And it's going to just make the Eastern Conference even more interesting, with Dame there. Because then you still got Philly, you still got Milwaukee, then you got New York, and you got who else am I missing? I'm forgetting, somebody, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Oh, Cleveland. You got Boston. Yeah, let me not be disrespectful. You still got, a bunch of teams. So it's gonna be real interesting if Dame ends up, in Miami. But he said, hey, I wanna be out of here. I appreciate it. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think Dame is really gonna, be like, yo, I appreciate everything that he did. You gotta salute Dame too, because he could have left a long time ago, and he didn't. right? And there's something to be said for someone. This is not like Dame is leaving after year 5. I think this is year 10 or 11 or something like that, for Dame. So shouts out to Dame, man. And wherever you go, man, hopefully, it works out. Not at one of my teams, at one of my teams losing or something like that, but not at the expense of one of my teams. But Dame is gonna be all right. So, we were talking about, earlier the Lakers, right? So the Lakers, it's funny. The Lakers, it seems like the Lakers made the moves at the beginning of the year that they made at All-Star break, right? It was, or before the All-Star break. They made those moves. And so now it's like, wow. So the Lakers, just the fact that LeBron is there, there's going to be talk. But with the additions and some of the people that they kept, this is really going to be an interesting team to keep track of and to follow, as long as they don't run into anything injury wise. Even they had some injuries during the season, and we still were talking about them if they could make the play in. So this is, here's my list here. Thank you, Lopan. They kept Austin Reeves, which was obviously a priority of theirs. They kept D'Lo. Now, some people may feel one way or the other. LeBron loved it, so D'Lo is coming back. They re-signed D'Lo. I want to say this right, because I got another show I do Sundays, 10 a.m. Check it out, Wrap It Up Sports. It's a YouTube channel as well. Check that out. I've been destroying this brother's name, and I apologize. And I think I got it now. Hachimura. They kept Hachimura after they got him from DC. So these are good moves in itself, because you traded for guys last year, and then guys that you did have that balled out, you were able to keep them, and then they didn't move on. So that in itself was already a good start. So I give the Lakers credit for that. But then some of the additions that they made, they added Jackson Hayes. I don't think a lot of people know about Jackson Hayes because he was in New Orleans. Jackson Hayes, now, no, he is not Anthony Davis, but you best believe, as far as a rim protector and someone that's going to have no problem to come down the paint and bang on you, Jackson Hayes is that dude, right? He don't care. So you picked up Jackson Hayes, which I think was a really good pickup. They picked up Taurean Prince, the constant professional. Defensive guy. He's going to a really good vet. He's got respect around the league. So he's going to come in, and I think he's going to be able to contribute, even if it's not always just on the court. Having that presence on the bench as well is going to help out. They picked up Cam Reddish, a young talent. Atlanta had drafted him. Didn't work out. He moved to New York in a trade. He had some success there. I think coming to, LA, he's still going to have some type of success, because they're replacing, I think, Troy Brown, if I remember right. Maybe it might have been someone else that was on the Lakers. I could be wrong. So Troy, if you're still there, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to tell them to get rid of you or anything, but I'm just saying they got Cam Reddish there. And then they picked up Gabe Vincent, right? We saw what Gabe Vincent, and this is a great part. Gabe Vincent is not going to have a problem coming off the bench. Gabe Vincent ain't going to be talking, especially coming from that culture I keep talking about in Miami. Gabe Vincent ain't going to be coming in there talking about, I got a new deal, so I should be doing this, and I should be getting this, and this should be happening. He's going to come in. He's going to do what he did. In Miami, he's going to be another offensive weapon that they have. That's a shooter. Everybody keep talking about, LeBron needs shooters. That's a shooter that that they're going to have there. So the Lakers, I give them a thumbs up. I give them a good job, for what they did. They kept in-house what they had, they key pieces, and then they went out and got some other pieces that's going to, I think match up well or be key pieces. So LeBron is going to be happy. And we're not talking about AD, right? We're not talking about AD. I don't think we're going to be talking about AD because he's going to be there. I don't see, unless something just crazy happens, but AD is going to be there, and they're gonna run this thing back and see what they can do on it. So the Lakers, their roster is gonna is going to be one to talk about, throughout the season. So now because, when they made the trade during the All-Star break, people wanted to talk about the Lakers. I talked about them, but I was just like, yeah, let's just wait and see. And then we saw that you saw how it developed. And then definitely in the playoffs, you really saw, what could happen. So I'm really intrigued now with these other additions. Like I said, Jackson Hayes, that's somebody I'm high on. I think, once when people, I guess the world, if you will, get to see Jackson Hayes, they're probably going to be like, man, how did the Lakers, get Jackson Hayes? So it's going to be real interesting to watch the Lakers. So last thing I want to talk about, since we talked about basketball so much, I want to get into, well, hold on. I got something in the chat with Val's the GOAT. And he said, what are your thoughts on McDaniels? And okay, Val's McDaniels. You gotta help me out. What's his first name? Or was it her first name or what? Tell me, what's McDaniels, and put that in the chat if you can on it. So I make sure I'm talking about what you want to talk about. But let me talk about Tennessee State, right? Tennessee State, HBCU, sports program where they have, basketball, football, track, cross country, among some other sports. And they're introducing a new sport to their program. So next year, 2024, I seen the jerseys. The jerseys is tight. I like, that's my old age saying tight, but fire, whatever these kids say, these days. But I love the jerseys. Let me just say that. They are starting a hockey program. A hockey program. You know what? Lopan, hey, pull something up for me, Lopan. Lopan gonna, I love this about being on air. Don't even matter, because this is my show. And I can pull it up. You know what? I'm gonna get back to that later. All right, I'm gonna get back to that later. But Tennessee State, they got their own hockey program that's going to be launching in 2024. They're working with the NHL, among others, to get this program, established and go beyond this. But I love it because hockey has, hockey have had black folks in the NHL and everything. But appealing to other people, I come from a cold weather state in Michigan, and hockey didn't appeal to me. I know the Red Wings, and I rep the Red Wings and just say, that's my favorite team. But like I said, I'm gonna go out there and get on these skates, and everything. So they've done an excellent job, and I'm looking something up while I'm talking. But they've done an excellent job in expanding their brand, and I'm talking about the NHL. They've done an excellent job of expanding their brand out to places like Las Vegas, which is what you would call your quote unquote traditional state. I think Nashville, among others. So there is some hope there, for them. There is some hope to develop this program, and I think it's good for HBCU for other kids to have opportunities to play sports and be in a D1. Well, are they D1? They're not D1, but in a higher learning program, right? They're gonna get that competition. They're gonna get that experience. It's going to give some kids who do already play hockey or who are coming up playing hockey an opportunity as well to play somewhere that maybe if they didn't have a chance to play at another school, that's another school that they have an option that they could play. And then they're going to be trying to build this program up. So it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. And it might open, my eyes. It might open Lopan eyes. It might open some of these other people's eyes, to the game, as well. But there's nothing wrong with, expanding, evolving, and they're doing this, and they're the first HBCU to do this, and it's going to be interesting. And if I can find a game, because I don't know how this is going to happen just yet, because it goes in 2024. If I can find a game, I'm going to check it out, right? And that's probably one of the main things that they want. Somebody that wasn't going to check it out before, now they're going to check it. They're going to check it out, right? Let's see. Said Jalen McDaniels. Talking about Val's, if you're still there. Talking about for the, I think he played for the Hornets, if I remember right, or is he with the Clippers? So what about Jalen McDaniels? Be a little specific for me. I see in here who I don't want to destroy your name. Prime Pavu. What's your thoughts on the Warriors not making any moves? Well, I think the move that they made was the one that they wanted, and that was keeping Draymond. A lot of that also has to do with the luxury tax. So with Draymond being on this team, he got a new deal. I think their luxury tax is somewhere around maybe $200 million at this point. If he wasn't on the team, it would have been like $79 million or somewhere around that range. So yeah, you're going to pay the luxury tax because they're making stupid money out there. They're making ridiculous money out there. But it's like, okay, there's a limit to it, right? There's a limit. So I do think that with CP3 added there, I still haven't figured, kind of how that is going to work out, but they got some type of plan with that. Wiggins will be back. Remember, Wiggins missed a lot of time for whatever reason. None of my business, but Wiggins missed a lot of time. He'll be back. You're expecting some of your younger guys to step up, and then your nucleus is still there. Clay, Steph, and Draymond. So I think most of that, as far as like what they've done, is just in part to the nucleus that they already have. I think they believe that they can still compete with any team. The Lakers is going to be, probably even tougher going into this season, but we're going to find out. But then also Mike Dunleavy Jr. Everybody's going to be looking at Mike Dunleavy Jr. because he just took over for Bob Myers as the GM. So could this be Mike didn't make enough moves? I think I'm not going to say he didn't. I just think they were like, look, we're going to stay status quo, with what we got in the luxury tax. We don't want to get crazy on that. I was about to be disrespectful when I said his name. I got to say his name correctly because it's the mad barber that's in the chat room. Wilfredo Alicia. He is in there and he's laughing at me, but the reason he's laughing because he's talking about the Knicks. He's talking about Knicks. Let's go. Yeah, the Knicks, the Knicks they traded Obi Toppin. They just traded Obi Toppin. What did they trade Obi to? God, I can't remember where they just traded to. I want to say it might have been Portland or no, Indiana. I think they traded, Obi there. But the Knicks, look, the Knicks aren't what they're developing from within, and I think that's what the Knicks need to do. They're not gonna get the big name person right now. It's just not. And I don't know. Thinking about it, the only thing I can think about is what maybe, because it's kind of like Atlanta here. Atlanta it's a great city to live. No one ever complains about living in Atlanta other than the traffic, but it's a great city to live, but people don't want to play here. And rumor words like stuff with the organization or how it's ran, and maybe it's James Dolan, man. Maybe it's James Dolan. But you know me, I always say, even though I'm not a Knicks fan, with the Knicks in the mix, Knicks in the playoffs, the NBA basketball is always in a better spot with them. Let's see. Prime said, because I was thinking we were going to get Sarek and Craig, but we not doing nothing, or JaVale McGee because Mavs got Wood, Lively, and Holmes. Oh, Wood, Christian Woods. Yeah. I think Golden State, they're like, we good where we at, right? Somebody named The Fan said Zach LaVine getting traded soon. I don't know about that. I mean, Zach LaVine, I don't think Chicago's going to do that, right? I just don't think so. And now, if you say Zach LaVine for Dame and somehow they were able to work that out, maybe so. But Dame has probably already told, Portland, don't send me nowhere where I don't want to be or whatever, because it's going to be a problem. But I can't see Zach to, he said Zach to the Knicks. Ooh. And I see why you call yourself a fan. Zach to the Knicks. Now, if Zach LaVine goes to the Knicks, you got to, I don't think they're going to do it. You got to give up Jalen Brunson. I think they would probably give up Julius Randle, but I'm not trading Jalen Brunson. I've been a Jalen Brunson fan of his for the past few years when he was balling in Dallas, man. And I think New York is a perfect spot for him. So it's not gonna be that. Wendell says, happy for Derrick Rose going to Memphis. Hey, now you got two guys, Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose, in that facility. That all that craziness, and I'm talking about outside of Ja. I'm not talking about Ja, because there was some other stuff, that was going on with that team. Now with guys like Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose, that's not going to happen while they're there. That's not going to happen. It's too much respect that's going to happen. So I expect Memphis to improve on it. So the fan said he's trying to get him out of there. Julius and RJ, who says no? I know the Knicks won't. If you want RJ Barrett and Julius Randle for Zach LaVine, let's do it. Give me Zach, Jalen, Josh Hart. Yeah. They would definitely do something like that. If Chicago is willing to do something, I don't think Chicago would. But if Chicago is willing to do something like that, yeah, you hit that accept button ASAP. So that's just my thoughts. But hey, appreciate everybody in the chat room, man, for hanging out with your boys, sending in these questions and giving me your thoughts. We are going to roll up out of here. So Lopan.
Indeed.
I'm not even gonna roast him. Just hit my music, man. Let's get on up out of here. So we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I got one more person that just popped in. What's the latest trade signing that's happened? What was the latest? We just got it. What did we get? Oh, Dylan Brooks. Before we came on the show, Dylan Brooks got a 4-year deal, $80 million. So he got his money and he's going to the Houston Rockets. So there's your answer right there. Hopefully, I informed you of something that you didn't know. But yeah, Dylan Brooks to the Rockets. That was the latest thing that I know of. But it's gonna be a lot more stuff that's going on, man. But everybody, hey, appreciate you for dropping in. Make sure, again, share this, tell a friend, and then make sure that friend tells a friend. So again, follow us on YouTube, man. Turn on those notifications, hit the like button, subscribe. Man, we here every week. So I'll holler at y'all later, man. 2 things as always: stay positive and push forward. And I'll holler at y'all later. Lopan, let's go.